that fidget code once and for all.
Wiggle their arms simultaneously.
You guys,
Yes, I know my baby.
you guys, I did start pressing record, so.
Oh, great. Cool.
Yay! Good start.
All of us.
We'll see if I edit this out or not, because this is sort of a serious game,
No,
but
keep it
also
in.
like Toonkind, so like it's us. It's
Mhm.
Beep.
Keep it in, we're just for this year.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Toonkind server. This time, we have quite the game for you. But first, before we even get into what the game is, real quick, let's just run down our, players and their characters. For once, guys, please give me no description about them, what's going to happen inside the game. Just give me the elevator pitch of your characters.
Hello, it's me, I'm Louis, and I'm playing Tobias, as always. Nothing else.
Do we need a description as well? I think we need a description.
What does he?
Do we
What
need
does he
one?
look like? What makes him drive?
Just a fun little UPA with white skin and color-changing hair and gloves and eyes.
That's pretty impressive, man. I don't think that all UPANs do
He's
that.
just
So like,
vibey.
give your character some credit, man. All right. Next up,
Speaking of credits, I'm Mod Mad, and my character is absolutely a bootleg of a pre-existing character from A Hat in Time, but mine happens to be called the Engineer. He is, however, still very short, very angry, quite spiky, and fluffy, and is a granddad.
all right,
And Scottish.
Maud. I'm so sorry. When I was adjusting the levels, I somehow adjusted you down. Could you say that one more time?
That's fine, I shall be louder! No,
I fixed it. I'm Boba the Clown is all.
It's fine. It's fine. Well, it makes a change for the Engineer to be the quietest one for once, because he is quite loud. He is my character. I play him. Hi, I'm Mod Mad. You probably know that already because you're all sick of me by now. I play as short, angry film director who goes hot and cold depending on how he's feeling, and is usually very orange and fluffy. Yes.
All right, we'll skip me for reasons which shall be elaborated if you somehow don't know how this game goes. But next up is Obby.
Alright, hey, I'm Artist of Obsessions, also known as Obby, and today I'm going to be playing as Primrose Poodle, a pink poodle Frankenolly tune who's here to have a good time.
And finally, I am Uni. I am playing Larry Samuel, the man in the mask who is the resident straight man, and therefore is just kind of dealing with everyone else's shenanigans.
All right, and that brings us back to me.
Vibing.
I'm Snail Comics, and I will be your DM, which means that I will be playing every character that isn't one of the lovely menagerie we have in front of you.
Heck yeah.
Oh boy, now we gotta get into the real stuff.
Oh boy!
Oh boy! Here we go!
This is fine.
Allow me to paint you a word picture, because
Yay.
hoo boy have we got some context to set up.
Mm.
So, considering everyone is affiliated with the studio, whether or not they came before or after the tragedy, everyone is very aware of what happened on the Taffy train. And everyone within the land of UPA had it blasted across their newspapers for over a month. It was all people could talk about. Since then, time has passed, but within specifically the stations of the trains and the hubs where people gather, there have been rumors that had been sort of unsubstantiated, but the ever-watchful Brecht Brigade had started picking up on them. there were rumors of details that happened on the taffy train that had sort of gotten hidden underneath all of the hullabaloo, being presented by people terrified because while they had been maybe on the tracks, even though there were no trains around is the thing. It was fine, but while they were, on the tracks of a train track, when the moon was high, the witching hour was nigh, and the lights made everything turn a different colored hue, they were picked up by the taffy train. And they can't ever explain how or why, and nothing has ever hurt them yet. But ever since the brigade got note of it, they sort of had their ear to the ground, and they started, triaging where and why it was happening, but, things got to the place where they couldn't be ignored after not a person wound up in UPA when they were just fooling around on the tracks, but an entire train was possessed and was unable to do anything in regards to controlling their route or stopping the possession until they landed up at the land of UPA. Astonishingly, again, nobody has been hurt yet, but there's too much evidence at this point. Road is hyphen and, please excuse me, messaged the engineer when the rumors first started, but there wasn't enough evidence to say it was anything more. Well, right up until that train landed in the station, safe and sound, but with passengers terrified and reliving the events of that night. But we're not there. We're a little bit past that, because engineer, with this train triaging with all of the individual people, the brigade has been able to figure out which night and roughly where this ghost train will appear next. And you've taken it upon yourself to see exactly what's going on and, stop it.
Yeah, bit of a heavy burden. And yeah, he's very much aware of the people that were with him and whether or not he should tell them. But it's Short's kids nearly in our children and have been through a lot of shit lately. And Charlie, he's busy with this whole life of his own thing. Also, I think tonight he said he was on a heist. He's not going to stop that, but he's got his own gig to attend to, so whatever. However, there is another person who he's he needs to spend more time with, and also, on the one hand, he wants to protect Larry from more bullshit. On the other hand, this is the kind of stuff where it's if he doesn't include him, that's kind of insulting. That's kind of no, that's not cool. So he is preparing to go out, but he's not making a secret of the fact. Basically, this is a sort of open invitation for people who are, around to ask him what the fuck he's doing.
Let me ask the rest of you. As the movie studio is bathed in the light of the sun setting, the engineer is making visible preparations, and it happens to be right in front of you guys at different points. What do you do? How do you react? Actually, let me start with asking who wants to go first?
Good question. We're also nervous. It's really nerve-wracking.
All right. Well, you mentioned Larry. Let's start with Larry, and I'll sort of lead the way for the rest of you guys. Sorry, I didn't mean to put you, Johnny, on the spot. So, Larry, you see the engineer. Tell me, NG, I'm gonna say you have 3 things to do because there's 3 other players. One is sort of visiting Thalia for that outfit. You know the one. One is going to be preparing Willow. You tell me the third one.
Well, preparing Willow is that's like a bunch of things. I can't think of a third one. Shit. If you ask me 3 things to do to prepare a train, I could give you that. But
why don't you tell me 2 things to do to prepare a train? And I will mention, cool. Willow has been mostly ready for this. This is just the last minute prep stuff.
Yeah, he's definitely sorted out the fuel thing, so no messing about with that required, thank goodness. But he's definitely got to make sure that she has enough water, because the steam train needs lots of water. So yeah, that's what's happening, he's filling up the water tank.
All right.
Which is pretty noisy, that's yeah.
Is that what you've done first?
Yep, I think that's what he's up to, yeah.
Hydrate your train.
Hydrate before you dihydrate. So, Larry, it's been a long day at the studio. You haven't, in particular, been doing anything today. The engineer hasn't really approached you at all. So, you don't really like going around Willow, I assume, after what happened.
Yeah, it's not his favorite place to be.
But you start hearing throughout the entire studio massive glug glug glugs, and they're leaving. They're heading right towards Willow, and you don't remember it being on the manifest that Willow was going to be prepared. So I'm assuming you take a look.
I guess so.
All right, engineer. You've sort of been hoping that you would see Larry, although you were kind of not expecting to see him first. You know that you have to tell him the taffy train has been possessed, is possessing other... What happened on the train has become a ghost, and you're gonna try and stop it, and instead of leaving him behind, you might want his help.
Tricky. I mean, I'd love to say I do that, Adventure Zone style. That's such a cop-out. But yeah, so he's going to still be attending filling up this water tank. I think for Toonkind purposes, he's basically using a giant bendy straw.
Oh, of course he is. Of course he is.
Oh, I love that.
Willow, do a sip.
Take a big sippy, which I'm gonna do after I say, well, Larry, the ball's now in your court. Boss man sure looks like he's making a departure, although he doesn't seem to be intentionally ignoring you the way he sometimes does when he gets huffy.
Is that a scene coming up, or are you going somewhere?
Oh, hello. I was hoping to catch you. Yes, actually, I am doing a small errand. And he closes the cap on the train because there's enough water, and we have finally got to the point of conversation. So he bounces down next to Larry. He's like, "Taffy train, ghost, is a ghost. Seems to be possessing other trains. I'm going up to see. Do you want me to come?"
Straight and to the point, huh?
Larry stares at the engineer for a long moment and goes, "Yeah, okay."
All right. Oh, if you are coming with me, I mean, I'm taking one of the carriages. You're welcome to come with me in the engine, though, but you'll have to wear this. And he, out of his pocket, gets out a thing that I should have got the JPEG up for sooner. And this is the mask. This is a mask that you are going to be wearing in a movie very soon, and it's very iconic, but he's finally finished making it. However, the thing is, if you're going to work in Willow, there is a potential risk of nightmare fuel dream dust. Listen to Sleepy Time Junction if you haven't. And due to Larry's condition, just wearing goggles wouldn't cut it. So, this mask is like a proper mask with breathing filters in it. It doesn't have the cool voice-altering technology applied to it yet, but that will keep you safe. It will also give you advantage on constitution checks and resistance to poison, so enjoy that.
That's what Larry needs. More help with his constitution.
Everybody needs more help with the
I couldn't make it a
Constitution. Come
Wiz name,
on.
man.
Larry, again, he stares at it and takes it and goes, taking this seriously, huh?
I take you seriously as well. I mean, you don't have to come.
Nah, nothing else. I want to make sure you don't get in too deep.
I want you to roll insight really quick.
Oh boy.
I've got a good plus
only
one, actually.
You're
Oh, of course, I didn't roll great.
I mean, he is kind of like acting a bit. He's doing the poker face thing, so you can't see how absolutely grateful and relieved he is that you're going to come with him for a plethora of reasons. But yeah,
I will actually say, Angie, roll an insight check.
Ooh!
Eyes emojis.
Okay, yeah, it's close for what I thought it was.
Oh, that one.
Yeah.
Oh my god. No.
What did I miss?
Incredible.
2 cylinders in a room.
All you know is that lately Larry has been keeping to himself, so you're pretty glad he has opted to come along.
Mm-hmm.
Aww.
That works.
Yep.
Larry, I'm afraid to tell you that even with your Toonish hammer space, you weren't exactly expecting to be going on a train hunt. So you have to go back into your room to grab some stuff, which gives NG time to continue working on the train while Tobias happens upon him. Let me ask you, NG, now what are you doing with the train before you go and get the thing?
Yeah, he's definitely clearing out the... Oh hell, what's it called? My train brain has just completely left. It's like the front of the train. It's like where all the ashes collect.
Oh,
anyway,
yeah.
It's completely safe. Like, this stuff does not contain nightmare stuff. And so, yeah, he's basically shoveling that out, clearing it out.
All right.
Soot box, that's the bugger. Sorry.
Train brain.
Tobias, you heard the glug, 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 glug going through the entire studio too, and again, there was no planned train docket for this evening, and now you see your boss, who has overworked himself before, getting ready for a midnight ride.
Oh, well, Tobias was a bit intrigued by the noise. Maybe he doesn't know it that much because, again, it's been a while since he's been here, but he doesn't know much about Willow yet. So he went to investigate and he sees NG preparing Willow and just kind of
Would you like
trots
to
over to him.
Would you like to roll an investigation roll?
Oh, I could do that. This is fine. 17.
Hey, Maud, my beloved friend, can you tell us something about Willow we'd understand from seeing NG clearing out the front that we don't know? It's okay if the answer is no. I'm just looking for fun Willow tidbits.
No, I can, especially for Tobias, because as you're approaching, you hear, and you see this big poof of grey-white ashes come out front, along with like a little spurt out of the funnel. And by this, you glean that not only is the engineer definitely in the smoke box, but whatever it is, even breathing it in at this point, like after it has been burned, it has been rendered completely neutral. Whatever is in the fuel before is out of it afterwards. So it's completely harmless ash.
And in case anybody was needing a reminder of what good old Willow looks like, I've posted it in the game zone.
Thank you.
You're
I
welcome.
love
Thank
Willow.
you.
I love
have
Willow
mods-
so much.
I have mods permission
love
to
her.
be reusing their assets, so everybody thank
Oh, you
mod.
do. Yeah.
All right, Tobias. Angie's in there somewhere.
Sir?
Oh, Toby, is that you?
Uh.
Come around the front.
Yes. Oh, he's going. What are you doing?
And I want you to make a deck save.
No. Why?
Yes. Because it's funny.
Oh.
10.
10.
You take it too literally. You go around the front just as the engineer is swinging around a shovel full of ash, and
Oh,
you get.
God.
Oh no!
Oh no!
Oh,
Oh,
Hey, Lewis.
Sorry, my bad.
I can't believe this.
Lewis, I need your best sneezing impression.
What?
I need your best sneeze impression.
Oh, Jesus. I sneezed earlier. Why can't I do that now?
Aw.
Yes, that's his sneeze.
Good enough.
Oh my gosh.
I did it.
It was a very small sneeze. In fact, the engineer says, "Oh, you sneeze
Yeah.
like a kitten."
What? No, I don't.
Yes, you do. Anyway, let's not argue about such trivialities. I might need your help with something.
Yeah, sure. What's up?
Well, you don't have to accept. I shall start it off with that. But Taffy Train has turned into a ghost, appears to be possessing other trains on the line. I'm going to go and see what's up with that. Do you want to come with me?
So, if you're looking at him, you see that he's basically doing the eyes emoji. Because that's very interesting.
That works with his design so well.
Oh my god!
Oh my God.
I'd love to come. Yes, sir.
Are you sure? I mean, love to come. So
Yes!
I mean, you are aware of what happened.
It'll be fine. I'm sure I can be useful.
Okay. Well, yes, I'm sure you will as well, and no one could be more involved with this than a UPN. But really, I need the moral support more than anything. But if you're gonna come with me, you're gonna need these, and I'm afraid these have no
Yeah.
magical properties. The Star Cores props that everybody gets eventually, because everyone who works on that film is gonna get a thing. You all get so many things. I'm so excited. But this time, you just get a very nice pair of goggles. They're very steampunk, sort of brass with rivets in the edges.
Yeah.
Doc Acne would be proud.
Nice.
All right, with
Oh,
that,
thank you.
Toby, is there anything more you want, or are you going to hang out with the train that gave you nightmares?
It's fine. It wasn't her fault. He's
Aw.
actually going to go grab his vest because he thinks that's all he'll need.
I mean, if you're prepared, you're prepared, I guess?
I mean, it's cold. It's what is it?
Kinda.
It's
Yeah.
November now. It's autumn.
All right, this time, we're not jumping to Engie first for once. This time, Primrose. You are sitting in your studio room in front of the mirror after having a very, off-the-cuff, unexpected discussion with your fairy godmothers.
Yep.
Something is going down tonight. And they don't know what, but they have given you a mission for once, and they've said you need to follow the engineer wherever he goes, which means you have to find the engineer first.
You're mission is to stalk your boss.
Not to
We're
stop,
playing
you're
the
just
game
not to
of
leave
where
his
the heck is
side.
the engineer.
Oh man.
So let me ask you, how does Prim go about finding her boss?
Well, she probably goes and looks for him first, which, if you know her wisdom score, probably doesn't end very well.
Well,
Look,
let me
she's
ask you,
pubbing
where
and
in the
she's
studio is she
excitable.
looking?
I don't even know if she's aware that there are trades at the studio. She has not been around long.
She's doing her best.
Just doing her best.
And we appreciate her.
I think to give you something like, I mean, although there were no trains like featured as heroic figures in Calamity Dame, I think just to appease his mighty need to have one in every film, there was a shot with a train pulling into the station in the background. So
Oh, yeah.
you totally used the docking station for that as the backdrop. Yeah.
Right, rad.
Here's the thing,
I'm
before we
sorry,
go
my
along,
brain is
before we
going blank.
Before we go along that route too much, let me say you look for him in his office because, NG, at this point, you're actually not with the train. There's one more preparation you need to make. Or rather, something you need to put on. So Prim is cluelessly looking around your office, and she's, like, walking out of your office trying to figure out where the peck else, you could be. And I'm gonna say, Prim, you just managed to catch the end of NG's tail as it turns a corner. Do you follow?
Okay. Yes.
Before I let this play out, let me mention, NG, you're going, interestingly, to the outfitting room. So, now, play on.
I don't know. Like, I mean, is Prim sneaking after me, or is it just coming after me?
You know what? Yeah, she's probably sneaking.
Please roll stealth.
Why? Why?
She's puppy. She wants to.
She's puppy.
She's so blessed.
Nope.
A 6!
I love her.
I love her. I love her so much.
Like, she's following and she thinks she's being sneaky, but she's her little paws are clacking against the floor.
So you hear, behind you, NG.
I mean, I think he, like, with that, he probably even knows who it is, because there's not many people who sound like that when they walk. And he's just like, this is adorable. He's actually going to play along and, like, pretend like he doesn't know that she's there.
Oh my gosh, yes.
So he's going to walk into this outfitters, and does he have to approach anybody, or is it just, like, is the thing there?
Well, let me ask you, NG, are you going to try and roll sneak to get past the costumer and seamstress? Or are you going to call them out and ask for that outfit?
Oh, well, dealing with them can be a bit much, actually. I think he is going to try and get through without having to have too much of a conversation.
I can't believe
I'm
this.
not expecting this to go. A 19!
With a 19! You do it so fast, Prim's doesn't even get the chance to register in Thalia's ears before you're out. And Prim, you've gone from sneaking behind Engineer to turning a corner and seeing him come out, but not wearing his usual coat. Maud, would you do me the world's biggest favor and describe to me what the heck you're wearing?
Well, to save on money, it's basically another, like, he has a few copies of the usual coat he has, just because, like, he's so rough and tumble, like, things get holes in them, so it's worth having a few. Also, cartoons have big wardrobes of the same piece of clothing. We've all seen Jack. But yeah, he's got, I'm so sorry, what's your wonderful fashion lady's name again?
Thalia.
Yeah, okay, he's asked her to, or them, to change the color on the collar and
Yes,
sleeves.
hi, hello, give me a second.
Boop.
Did Lewis's Discord
It's
once
fine.
again
Everything
perish?
is fine.
Okay.
Yes. Big Discord.
Discord.
I'm fine.
Fine, it's fine. Anyway, he basically asked for just one more addition to the back of it, and knowing that Prim is going to be immediately in front of him in the corridor, he just sort of jumps out and does a spin. He says, "What do you think?" And it's got a target on the back of it, like a red and gold target.
Oh. Well, I think it looks nice. What's with the target, though?
Oh, I had so many people trying to assassinate me. I thought I'd give them a bit of a helping hand, you know? He's being a shit. He's being fingers up, like, try and get me, you bastards, shit.
Can't believe
Heck
it.
yeah.
Oh god, it's so sassy.
They would not. It's so stupid.
Well, it does look good. I gotta give you that.
Oh, you get a little vain waggle of the head, and he says, "But can I help you with anything, lassie? It's a bit late for you."
Well, I was actually wondering if I could help you tonight. Possibly.
I think the engineer is going to put 1 and 1 together and get 3, because he's twigged some things about Tobias and Primrose, especially after Calamity Dame. I made those rolls.
Oh!
I don't know what you're
He
talking
thinks that-
about.
He thinks that Tobias has told Prim, basically, and he's a bit surprised, but he's all like, "Oh, well, that's nice if you want to keep your boyfriend company."
Oh. Yeah.
I think it's actually after the Evershow Hides game, so they are together.
Yeah. Yeah.
Angie has had no
yeah,
confirmation of this. And he says, "Aha, so you are going out with each other. Oh, I'm so pleased. You are such a great couple. Oh, that's so adorable."
Oh gosh.
I'm imagining Enji squishing his own cheeks because he's pressing his face so hard because it's so cute.
Oh my god.
I just like to imagine, you know, Prim somehow going pinker than she already is.
Oh, absolutely.
Saturation increases.
Saturation. It's all the way up.
Oh boy. Well, wouldn't you believe it? Well, that's wonderful, but are you absolutely sure it may be dangerous? I'm not absolutely sure. It could just be a wind-up. We don't even really know what's going on.
Well, I also kind of have to go because my fairy godmothers told me to do it. It's a whole thing.
Okay. I think you get
Yeah.
the sort of ... shrug. Okay, whatever.
Yeah.
Well, if you're absolutely sure, while we're here, I'll grab you some of these goggles as well. And he's going to try and snag another pair of goggles, because this is where he got the goggles for Tobias from.
Okay, you rolled a 19. You don't have to re-roll. You get them. Thalia is napping because it's late.
Okay, you get another pair of the plain, as it were, no special effects, but they are goggles and can be used as goggles, and they are steampunk and cool. Hooray.
Nice.
Nice.
All right,
Oh, man.
with that, I think everybody sort of converges back towards the station where Willow is at. Is there anything y'all say before or as you board?
I think the engineer is just like, "Alright, I've already told you there's some risk potentially, or it may be risk of being boring. We're pretty sure it'll turn up, but if it doesn't, I mean, I'll try again another time. It could just be a massive practical joke, but it doesn't really seem like that. But this is your last chance to quit while you're ahead if you want to."
Too bad you can't get rid of me now, sir.
Prim is excited. Her tail is wagging. She's ready for adventure.
Engineer definitely pointedly looks at Larry without being like very obvious about it, but is like, he's the one he's the most worried about.
Larry doesn't even say anything. He's just like, I already said I'm coming, man.
All right then, all aboard. It's time for us to catch a train.
All right. Everybody gets in. The wheels slowly start turning, and Willow starts making her way. NG, from where the studio is, it's a bit of a ways to get to where the Brecht Brigade has triaged where the ghost train should be going. Like, it's still a full moon, so, like, probably, but, like, the thing is, like, it's been inconsistent enough, which is why they haven't said anything more than, hey, we're noticing and we're keeping an eye on it. It's an irregular sort of thing. And they're like, it's probably going to be here, considering that, like, it's been repeating, but this might be one of the times that it jumps cycles. So you all have a little bit of time to sort of hang out together. I think, NG, you're probably going up to the main engine to try and get Willow to go as fast as possible without burning too much fuel. Obi, no!
Oh no! This god has betrayed Obi.
Obi's dead.
We knew it was going to happen. We knew.
We did.
Obi, no! I was just about to put you in a scene!
It's fine. I mean, I can ask the other two because, yeah, obviously the engineer is going to stay in the engine running it because that's what you do. But there is a caboose attached to the engine, like after the coal carry, because he doesn't know what to expect, and there may be people, and you can't fit all that many people in the engine room. So, like, Larry and Tobias, you can either be with him, you know, near the furnace, or you can be in, like, a carriage, like, being chilled out.
Am I back?
Welcome back, Obi!
Hi.
I can't. My internet just died, so I had to make a hotspot.
Okay.
no.
Did you hear anything that Maud just described, or shall I re-describe?
I don't think so.
Okay.
It's
So,
fine. I
basically-
did it very quickly. Of where you are on this train, you can either be in the engine room with the engineer or chilling out in a carriage. Those are your two options.
Okay. Well, I don't think Prim's ever been on a train before, so she's like definitely going to be in the engine room because she's like, ooh, this is exciting. This is exciting.
Okay, cool.
Larry, I mildly suggest you hang out in the engine room too. Toby might be tired. He might go towards the back a little bit. But
Yeah, but
you
totally
kind of
no
want to keep an
reason
eye on your
whatsoever.
boss.
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah, Larry will be up in the engine with the engineer. You know, he's got his fancy mask now, so he's just asking his boss, "What can I do to help? Give me stuff to do."
Well, at the moment, we're headed at a good speed, but you see those shovels? If we need to put on extra speed, I may well ask you to do the honors, because you've got a pretty good arm reach. For me, it's a bit more of a stretch.
Yeah, I can manage that. I'm good at having arms.
Oh, one thing that's very important, you both need to blow the whistle at some point, because come on.
Prim has already been reaching towards us. Like as they're talking, she's had the sparkly eyes, and she's been slowly reaching out her paw towards it.
I can't believe you're doing this while Tobias isn't here.
Aww.
Toby will get his turn,
probably.
probably.
Go on.
It's not like the DM has told you guys to split the party or anything.
Yeah, totally not. There's no reason behind all of this. He's just revisiting the train, trying to see if he sees what they're trying to catch.
Okay. So
Driving around.
Prim, do you blow the whistle?
Yeah.
Obi?
Prim does.
Hey, Obi, I need your best train whistle noise.
Oh. How the heck do I make a train whistle noise?
Mod, do you want to help her out?
Yeah. We can say that Prim says choo choo at the same time if you like just want to have her do it. Yeah. Your adorable little choo choo is all but drowned out by the horrendous screech of this whistle, which kind of sounds more like a hawk. You know that staple recording of a hawk going, yeah, that they use everything all the time. That's basically what the whistle sounds like. Yeah.
Oh, that's rad.
Yeah.
Obi, you get an inspiration point.
Yeah.
What?
Thank you.
It was for the little choo-choo. It was for the little choo-choo. Don't worry, I'm gonna be very liberal with the inspiration points.
That's sweet. That's sweet. That's cool.
So, all three of you are up in the front. Engie, are you explaining how the train works? Are you explaining what little you do know? You've only really had 2 communications about this. The first being, hey, this is weird, maybe don't come to UPA for just a hot second till we figure this out because this seems like a real jerk prank. And the second one was, so it sure seems like this isn't a jerk prank, something's up.
Yeah, I think he's related everything he did know, but it took so little time that, yeah, he's basically going to give them a rundown of how to control the train, which will come in handy because he has every intention of hopping outside now and again to get a better view, because you can see, like, by leaning up to the window or out of the side, but the best view is from the funnel.
All right, so Obi and Larry, please roll wisdom to see exactly how much of this you retain.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. Knowing Prim, she retains nothing.
Yeah, probably the same with Larry.
Yeah, probably not. A 13 though.
A 13's
Maybe
not
a
as
little
bad
bit.
as you think.
Yeah.
Okay.
No.
Okay, so Larry, you basically know that lever means stop. But also you shouldn't pull it because stopping from a full tilt is bad. But that's the only lever you know what it does. Prim, unexpectedly, you do a little better. You get, like, the basics. So, like, if Engie pops out for less than 3 minutes, you'll be okay. Mostly because Willow would drive herself, but it's the thought that counts. But you do get just a little bit of the basics.
Rad.
Let me check something really quick. Sorry, I have to use my DM brain. I've been enjoying you guys so much, I forgot to turn it on.
It's fine. We all love that.
It's fine. It
It's all
happens.
good. We're all good.
Just talk amongst yourselves for a good half second.
Actually, because we're talking about, like, how the train has been working, I want these two to make a perception check. That would be great. Sorry, Tobias.
Oh boy.
Can't believe this. I'm missing out all the fun.
Larry's rolls, man. Larry's rolls today.
Prim!
Larry's
That
just here
works.
to be here.
Yeah.
Larry's
But
just
this
chilling.
is like, that fits with your previous roll because, yeah, you got a 9 and then you got a 6 on your perception. So when the
got a
engineer's trying to
nat
explain
20.
stuff, you don't really see things. That 20, like that 18, even though it's like your first time in here, as you're like watching him trying to detail like what all these valves and gauges do, you notice that when he's talking about a particular thing, it kind of glows a little bit, like it's kind of been highlighted. And like, you know, when he's pointing up at the governor, which is a spinning thing that like helps regulate the engine and the pressure, it does a sort of extra little flourish. And, you know, little things like that. And when he's pointing to the firebox, there's an extra sort of flame. And you absolutely understand that Willow is helping you, is like helping.
Aww.
Show what
So
you
cute.
have to know.
Prim is fascinated. All the puppy energy has been going into her watching because, oh wow, that's cool.
Yeah.
Willow.
Tobias a perception as well, because there are things in the carriage that you can see.
Oh man.
Hey, Lewis, don't.
Don't.
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
Okay.
that's
frightening.
Sorry.
I would like everybody to roll perception real quick. Except
Oh boy.
for Lewis.
Oh god.
Except
No.
Okay, I'm not doing
Okay.
that.
Okay.
7, that's
Seven.
great.
He's totally lost in his thoughts.
Larry!
That's what it is.
Larry!
Jesus. Oh my god.
God. Larry is just very out of it.
Prim.
So
You are way too into this train.
So Willow, tell me something. Tell me a fact about Willow. Tell me something that could be revealed by this investigation. We'll get back to what that role was later.
I'm gonna give you the most obvious thing, and I think you're all in the engine room, so you do you're near the firebox, which is that's where the heat is. It's not that hot.
Is it
There's a
cold?
lot.
Or is
You
it
can see a lot of blue flame, and you can see it through the sides of the cylinder of the engine. It's not boiling hot in here. You are probably surprised a bit by that. But that's really all I can give you, because we all rolled terribly, and I don't know why I
Really
have to
did.
roll perception for my own train.
Hey, Angie.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's been a while since you've heard from Tobias, huh?
Oh.
Ah,
Yeah. Okay.
so what the
Yeah,
worries?
I think he's. That's strange. He gets the speaker, because you have a speaker to speak to people in the carriages, and he's just just checking in with the passengers. If you look to your left, you will see. How are you doing in there, Tobias? Everything okay?
I don't like this now.
Don't like that. Don't like that at all. I think in fact the
Snail,
engineer
you're
says
scaring me.
that should not be making that noise.
Is this what's happening?
I am not at all sure. Prim, can you handle the reins for a moment?
Yeah, sure.
All right. Larry, do you want to stay here or come with me?
Yeah, I'm not gonna let you go towards spooky noise alone.
Appreciate that, but hopefully it will just be a wee moment. Don't you worry, Pet, you'll be fine. Okay. And yeah, they're going to check what the fuck that is.
So you go into the first carriage, and nothing is wrong. What's interesting is that Willow hasn't seemed to spark keen to the fact that something is clearly going on with the speaker system. But it looks like nothing's really wrong here. I am going to ask Larry to...
Ask him to roll perception again. He's been doing really good at that.
I'm not... No. I'm not cruel. I'm not going to ask him to roll him anything yet. I'm just going to ask, does he sort of look around? What does he investigate? But I'm not going to actually make you roll. In the meantime, I'm going to ask Maud something, and you're not going to say anything about what I ask.
Oh boy.
Oh boy.
I'm very
This is
frightened.
fine. This is all fine. Don't worry about it.
That's actually the most frightening part of this Halloween game, is the DM's personal interactions.
Yeah.
Oh,
So,
the
my
evil
dear friend
Catholics are
Larry,
here.
So Larry, he's been clearly, as the roles indicate, pretty distracted and not doing a whole lot of absorbing everything that's happening. And he's trying to remember, where he last saw Tobias and look for any sign of him. That's mostly what he's focusing on.
all right, so let me ask both of you. do you go for the next door? You haven't seen Toby yet.
Well, I mean, I kind of established that there was only one carriage, so...
Oh, shoot, did you? Fuck. Shit.
It's okay, I can amend that, like, we can say that there was more than one in case.
2 carriages, please! I'm so sorry!
That's fine. No, it's fine, 2 carriages is fine. Just in case they ended up, like, finding a bunch of stranded people. Who knows? Anyway, it just looks better with 2 carriages, right? It just does.
It's true. It does.
Yeah. Aesthetic above all else.
Aesthetic. You gotta have the aesthetic for the train.
Yeah, aesthetic.
Okay, yeah. He's gonna say, alright, there's nothing to worry about in here, but I thought Tobias was in this one. We better go to the next one, but let's hurry it up. I don't want to leave Prim alone.
Mm.
You hear the whistle again.
She seems to be... She's okay, that's fine. That's good.
So, you guys open the door as you hear a terrorized...
Oh my
Okay,
god.
that's not good.
And you see the front of a fucking train.
What?
You see a receding front of a fucking train. And you see that it seems to be stopping slow. It's making its way out of Willow, out of the back of Willow. And boy, Toby still sure isn't in this room.
Okay, back to the engine room. I mean, like, I don't think he'd even say anything. I think he would just bolt to the engine room and slam her into reverse as quick as possible.
Train?
Oh god.
Did Tobias just get train napped?
So, Larry, do you stay in this room or do you run with Engie?
Larry is going to stay here so he can keep an eye on whatever the hell that is.
Well, allow me to show you whatever the hell that is. Because you see the front of this.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
Oh, that's
Oh
great.
boy.
Oh, that's
This
great.
is fine.
That's traumatizing.
It's
Wow.
not pinks or golds though. It's all very white and there are blues in there that are they're very stark. All of the colors in this are warm and the colors of the train that is in the fucking carriage are cold. And now that I've described the basics of this, do you want to roll a perception check? I'm sorry, but I do have to ask for anything further than that. You do gotta try.
What the?
Oh my god!
Look at this nice
You know what?
process.
Oh, Maud, that looks
I've
so
had-
cool. Oh, that looks cool.
Sorry, I just had to drop
Really
it. It's not the wrong time.
Here's the thing. Larry's had like an inspiration marked on his sheet for like the last 5 sessions. Can I use that?
Yes, you may. And first of all, yes, you may. But second of all, know that there's probably an inspiration point coming for every single person in this party at some point. So, like, use this inspiration and know that probably there will be another one coming your way just for the sheer trauma of what you're surviving.
Oh boy. Yeah, because
Whoa.
Larry
fine.
is, no one's around to see. Larry is quietly freaking out.
Oh boy.
So, Larry, you cannot look away from the front of this train, which also gives you an insight that you weren't expecting as you're completely frozen in the other carriage. Seeing the front of this train, you realize the front of this train isn't really crashing into Willow. There would be a whole lot more damage if it was. Where the front of the train is still sort of receding, you see that it's sort of melding with the walls of Willow, almost.
It's clipping. We're in a video game.
I mean, basically, yeah. Clipping is a better way to describe it than the one I used. It's basically clipping with the walls. And as you look at it, you sort of realize, remember what Engie said, that it was able to possess another train.
Oh.
Willow, again with another is receding. But they probably possessed this entire carriage before they started receding with a squeal.
Oh.
And Toby sure still isn't in this room.
Mm.
I'm gonna say with this, the train entirely disengages. The front is removed. And, NG, how are you doing up front?
Okay, I mean, he's got there as quickly as possible. Hi, Prim. I mean, like, you might be surprised to see me.
What's going on? Oh, I hear. Did she hear the screaming? Hold on, let me roll if she heard the screaming.
No, don't. No, Obi, don't, because then you might fail when it's a train whistle. You heard it.
Yeah, true. Yeah, true. Is there another train?
We're about to find out, and he grabs hold of the reverse lever, which is called that for a reason, and yanks on it. And as stated in Calling All Stars, this train is very adept at suddenly stopping and rewinding. So within the space of about 12 seconds, it has stopped and gone into full blast reverse at basically the same speed as it was going at.
Oh boy.
I wish that there was someone like basically watching the smoke, because another weird thing about Willow is the smoke hangs in the air like ink suspended in water, and it just kind of stops when she stops, and then it goes back into the funnel when she's gone into reverse.
That's so cool.
Someone's gonna have to animate that. Just saying. Hey, Uni, what'd you roll for?
I rolled to see if the sudden intense stop and then reversal sends Larry sprawling across the floor.
Oh yeah,
Oh god.
that's probably a good thing to roll, huh? Maybe we should do that for
So first of all, NG, you don't have to because you've done this all the time. But Prim, go ahead and roll that. But no, but that can wait for a moment.
Right?
A 6.
Oh no!
Can I offer to help? Like, because I mean, I am present. I might be able to catch her.
Yeah. So roll a dex check to try and catch her, I guess.
Okay. Let's see. Not great. I get squashed quite heavily.
So you do slow her fall, by which I mean you throw your arms out and she whumps into your strong arms, and then she whumps into the front of the carriage. So, like, you don't take any damage, but you're definitely tunishly stuck at, like, the hook for, like, a good 7 seconds.
Crawled against the wall.
Oh my god.
Hey, Larry?
Once again, everyone, this is fine. Everything is fine. No problem.
Hey, Larry?
Somewhere.
My dear
Yes?
friend?
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
You see the train that was behind you fucking go through you. I need you to make a wisdom saving roll right now.
All right.
Oh boy. Goodbye, Primrose.
Oh well. What is with the wisdom checks today from Larry?
Larry has not. Larry's rolls have just been atrocious today. I've just got my head in my hands. It is abysmal. It's fitting considering his state of mind after the last game he was in. But oh man.
Oh man, I guess Dice Sparks is just like, hey, you want some narrative today? Here's some pecking narrative.
Hey, you want some trauma?
So, Larry, I need you to take 4 points of damage, and you are now frightened
Oh.
of something that is now
God.
surrounding you.
Oh good.
That's
You
great.
are now in the taffy train. Congrats!
Oh.
You've solved my taffy train puzzle! Aren't you glad?
Kind of.
Oh my god.
So let me
like
pull
brain
up what the frightened status does, just for a nice reminder. Just for a fun little cute reminder. We're not looking on D&D Beyond because D&D Beyond is a paywall.
Hold on, I have I have the handbooks on standby. Where is this?
I think
So,
you basically have to move away from whatever frightens you as quickly as you can.
so right now, Larry, you have disadvantage on ability checks and attack rolls while the source of fear is within line of sight, and you can't willingly move
That's
closer
great.
to the
Because
source
he's
of
been
fear.
rolling so good already, so this will just
great.
help even it out.
Great.
My dear
Really
Larry,
had bad time the game.
my dear Larry, you can't move willingly closer to the source of your fear, and the source of your fear is freaking everywhere. So you are now
Terrifying.
Oh god.
stuck. So you are. Oh gosh, darn it! I didn't mean to delete that tab. Sorry. I'm sorry. I was trying to set up something really fast, and then it wasn't fast.
Aww.
We all know that mood.
I accidentally deleted the whole webpage. Larry, you're in the conservatory, and there is filtered blue light everywhere. The walls are white when they should be pink. The plants are sort of this dull blue, which makes the person in front of you seem a lot more vivid. And in front of you, a blue UPA. I don't quite know how to describe him. Shall we put a picture in to help?
Oh, absolutely.
I think.
Ta-da!
Ta-da!
Yeah.
So no, it's not but it's definitely so someone who sure.
Well, that's a weird color for him.
Yeah, I haven't seen that color on him before. Someone turns around and says, hey, pal, how are you doing?
Larry runs up and punches him in the face.
I'm gonna need you to roll for that, and remember, you have disadvantage.
I am at disadvantage.
I'm dying.
So, Tobias, does that beat your armor class?
God, what is... Yes. No, it doesn't, because he's at disadvantage. It doesn't by 1 point.
I was like, if a 12 hits, you and I are gonna have words.
Tobias with 3 interrogation points is fine.
So,
And Larry is shaking and freaking out, and he has launched himself at this figure, and it has stepped aside, and he's just, get out of him!
what? Whoa, hey, hang on, calm down. I think you and I are on entirely different levels. Listen, buddy, calm down. Easy. Listen, Crunkle is love, Crunkle is life. It's okay.
Oh shit.
Oh my god. I've been dying for the past 5 minutes.
Larry, roll me a history check. I know you're really angry, and we'll continue on in just a second, but roll me history.
Disadvantage.
Yup.
Oh man.
For once.
With a 15, Larry, my dearest friend and my beloved boy, you remember this voice. You only heard it a couple of times, but in addition to the blue, your fears have been entirely confirmed. This is not the train possessing Toby. This is victim. And with that,
Time to unpack all that.
hey Angie, how fast does Willow go backwards?
Very. Like, that's the speed that she goes at, is very. In fact, if you look in the engine room, there is one of these gauges that is, like, to do with speed. And, yes, it says, okay, very, and no. It is now at very.
So, Larry, weirdly, you move. And, Prim and NG, I need you two to roll me wisdom saves.
Oh, great! Wisdom
Glorious
saves.
day.
Great at those.
My big old +1. Although 17 is not bad.
I don't remember. I think it's wrong on her sheet. I think because I remember distinctly it being a minus, but now it's a plus. Oh,
I mean, have you leveled up? That might help.
That's 11.
So, NG, you are stoic and ready for what comes. Prim, a fucking train runs into you! Guess what? Hey, guess what? Do you know what? Because I'm gonna tell you! You're frightened too!
Oh no.
Oh god.
A shriek.
She just poofs right up.
Oh man.
And I'm gonna go straight back to our lovely map, which earlier mod made us. Because right now, Larry, you have been thrown all the way into sleeping car 1, while Prim and NG, you are now in sleeping car 2. You do not see anything. You do not pass go. But weirdly, the Willow doesn't go further back, is what I'll say. And now I will continue to describe what you see. Once again, all of the walls are this ghostly white. Everything that should be colored pink has turned into this grayed out blue. And the bubble, you look out the windows and they're so dense you can't tell if the protective bubble is active or not. And it's all very confusing. And Prim, you're now frightened. Larry, let's see, how do you get out of frightened? I think do you roll wisdom again?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think so.
Larry, you now have a chance to roll wisdom again.
Oh, good. Does this come at a disadvantage also?
I don't
Yeah.
know if saves do.
I don't think so. That'd
Yeah,
be brutal.
it's
Yeah.
Yeah, there's your answer.
This is fine.
Larry.
This
So-
is great.
I am so tired of these rolls.
So, Larry, you are now back surrounded in rooms that seem to be closing in on you smaller and smaller, and you're not in Tobias's dream, but Tobias is in a nightmare, and this shouldn't have happened. This shouldn't have happened. Nobody should have left him
Oh
alone.
boy.
And so,
Oh boy.
to your left is DJ Moves' door plate and Ludwig's, and to your right is Dora's, and you can't even look at the last door plate because you're having a panic attack.
Oh no.
Oh, Larry.
That's not good.
Oh, that's really awful.
I
Uh,
don't like this.
Prim, you're sort of like frozen, like on a seat, but like still in the same pose. But NG, you made your save. What do you do?
Well, I assume that he, like, yeah, it takes a second, because even if he's not frightened, like, geez, oh, okay, we're here now. Okay, so at least it wasn't a prank. But I'm assuming that he's aware that Prim is having a bit of a time over there.
Well, it sure looks like it.
Screaming, so
Okay, yeah, he's going to take hold of her paws and he's like, it's okay, calm down. We're just going to this one step at a time. I'm here, it's okay.
Okay.
Can I just say something? Can I just say something?
Please do.
Yeah, sure.
Tobias was supposed to be the emotional support.
He sure was. He sure was.
I'm so sorry.
So, Obi, would you like to re-roll your wisdom?
Can I argue advantage because Granddad's trying to calm her down?
And I also
If
will
she
say
doesn't
these
like
are
it.
going to be like decreasing in difficulty as time goes on because I don't want you guys to be frightened forever.
She's good, I think. Surely.
So Prim, you sort of get your breath back under you, and like this ghost train is a lot less freaky than it looks when you can like still breathe, but like that was a rush and not the good kind.
Okay, that was all right. This is fine.
Actually, not to make you panic, but I'm not sure it is fine, and I am so sorry, but I really have to find Larry.
Where's Tobias?
Also, a question. Yeah, let's find both of them. Okay.
I'll look for Toby. You look for Larry.
No. Okay, big shaking of the paws. No, splitting up the party. No, you are staying with me. We are going to find them both. It just may take a while to find whoever's further away from us. Okay. If you go out of this door, we'll be in the corridor. I remember it all too well. So he's going to do that and basically start shouting, Larry.
Larry, make me a perception check with disadvantage.
What?
This is awful.
This game is just bully Larry.
Oh my god.
Oh, no.
I hate you today. That's terrible.
Sparser, please.
So Angie, you don't hear much.
Okay, maybe they're not in here. Oh, now that I recall, they were very good soundproofing walls, most of them, although the doors were a bit pathetic. I tell you what, we did cut corners on making this train. Well, maybe he's not in this carriage.
Yeah. It's like still wildly out of sorts because they were in a different train. Now they're in another train.
Oh, by the way, engineer has kept hold of your hand because that's a legit thing. That's probably a decent tactic on a ghost train, but also she just had a really bad time.
Okay.
She's had a bad time, bears.
All right. Well, I think it's safe to say that Prim has pulled out her wand, which is turned into a spear, like in her other hand, because she's on edge.
It's enough to put anybody on edge. So, NG, make me an intelligence roll.
Okay, that will be interesting considering I have no bonus to it. Oh, wow. It's my turn for the bad roll. That was a 2.
Oh, boy.
I was literally going to give it to you if you got anything more than a 5.
Wow.
But that's a 2.
Okay, that's a 2.
So I just ask you now, where are you looking? Larry isn't responding.
I mean, they're in the corridor, and, I mean, he knew this train very well. I will argue the fact that he probably knows which carriage that they're in. The thing is, like, so to their right, as it were, was the first-class carriages, where all the slabs were and everything. To the left is most of the train. And, you know, I mean, am I supposed to go with, like, the wrong answer if that's a 2?
I'm gonna say no because there was another way I was going to tell you. The other way I was going to tell you, since you've come to this conclusion based on different logic, is that Larry was literally behind you and you're in the second to last car of the train. So odds are good he's in the car behind you. But since you logicked yourself there another way, you are headed in the right direction.
Okay, that's extremely kind of you, considering it was a 2. I'm trying to think what what my handicap is for rolling so incredibly badly.
I'll give you a handicap another time. Don't worry.
Okay, cool. Thanks.
Great.
That's great. I really shouldn't have said anything, should I?
Probably not. Probably not.
I like to
Oh,
be fair.
God.
I like to be fair. Okay. All right. So he says, okay, on the basis that there's only one carriage, I assume, to the right of us, we should check that first. If he's not there, we go back through the rest of the train. Agreed?
Agreed. Okay. Let's do this.
Okay, stay calm. We're gonna find them both.
Okay.
And he is going to go ahead and is definitely going first. Like, he doesn't want Prim having to be the first.
Oh, well. Prim's very glad to be going second.
So, Larry, after you get some help with NG, I'll let you roll again. But how you doing, bud? How you doing, pal?
He's doing bad. He's not doing good. I think that about sums it up. He's doing very bad.
No.
So, please correct me if I describe this wrong, but for the sake of simplicity, I'll just go ahead and describe it. NG, you open the door, ready to have to look through all 4 of the side parts of this corridor, and instead you see Larry curled up in a ball at the very back end of this corridor. And he looks to be visibly coming apart at the seams, to the point that some of his seams aren't holding quite as tight as they usually are. Nothing is being shown, but he's literally losing his grip on his form with how much he's freaking out. Is that fair?
Yeah,
Absolutely. He is barely holding himself up.
That's okay, there's someone here to do it for you. I'm afraid, Prim, that he will let go of your hand, but there's a reason. So, yeah, he is just launching himself at Larry, and in the FPS with Shortskid, I described him basically wrapping himself around her, like the peel of an orange around the inside of an orange. He's basically doing the same thing, and with the practice of a man who has raised 2 generations of children, gives you just the right amount of a comforting squeeze to let you know that everything is going to be okay.
Let's go. He took his body. He took him.
It's okay. You can tell me whatever you're trying to tell me in a moment. For the now, you're the most important. Just stay with me. It's okay. It's okay.
No, Toby. They got. Oh man.
Take as long as you need. Take steady breaths. It's all right. Let me take this.
I'm sorry. I couldn't get him. I couldn't get it out of him.
I'm sorry that I shouldn't have left you. I should have brought you with me. I'm so sorry. I've done it again.
Oh.
Larry grips him tighter and mutters, "Shut up, boss. You didn't do anything wrong."
Neither did you. You don't deserve this. You're barely a child yourself. Yeah, big sighing going on. Can Larry make that wisdom save with advantage, please?
Oh, he can make that wisdom save with advantage and a +2, because quite frankly, he deserves to sort of be able to get himself underneath himself.
Okay, it really does. Thank God.
Yeah.
Okay.
Get out of here, 9. You don't have anything to do with this.
Yeah, so with
Yeah.
a 16, Uni, go ahead and tell me how Larry sort of collects himself.
Larry just sort of grips the engineer very hard, and he has a lot of difficulty feeling things, but he can at least be reassured by something very solid and steady in front of him and holding on to him, and he is so so freaked out by the thought of letting someone else get lost to these outside forces, and he knows he can't let his fears get in the way of helping. And so he slowly just the slightly wobbly state of his clothing just kind of fills out, and he steadies himself and he goes, he's in the observatory, or at least he was.
Oh, you mean the place with all the plants? God, that was taken miles back. Wow, you've been thrown around.
Yeah, you could say that.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
This whole time, Prim has just been kind of awkwardly standing off to the side, like, oh.
Sorry, Prim.
Prim, to give you
Having a
something to
moment
do,
here.
go ahead and make
To help with the comfort, but...
to give you something to do, go ahead and make a perception check. And don't worry, for once it's not loaded.
Okay, well... Oh, please. Internet, please.
Hey, that's a good one.
A 17.
17.
Prim, you're sort of looking around and trying, like, to neither edge closer nor edge away to be rude, and you sort of, like, try to put your hand on a side table, and your hand goes right through. It seems like some things are not nearly as solid as the walls around you. And
Well, they're having this tender moment. Prim totally does the whole tune fall through the
Yes.
table. Okay.
Background comedy
That was not
action.
there.
Oh, man.
all right. To continue moving things along, Engie, do you hold your hand out to Larry to help him up? Did I lose you guys for a second?
Oh.
I'm still here.
Okay.
Maud, you were asked
Fine,
a
I
question.
think.
What? Oh, maybe you did cut out. I'm sorry. What was the question?
My only question was, to keep things moving, do you want to hold your hand out to Larry to help him up?
Oh, absolutely. Like, hand, arm, whatever. Like, he'll give him a shoulder lift if he needs to, even though he's, basically half his height.
Aw.
Slightly
Larry-
over half a Larry tall, but not by much.
Yeah, Larry takes the hand and probably, yeah, because Engie's so much shorter, the help is mitigated somewhat, but Larry still takes it in order to pull himself up.
Aw.
Okay, well, on the basis that we've been separated enough already and we've still got one party to find, I suggest that we basically keep track of each other as closely as possible. I'm not sure if us all holding hands would be conducive to the mission, however.
Yeah. Like, Prim's, like, awkwardly standing up again.
Larry stares for a second and he goes, "Who are you again?"
Hi, Primrose, I'm Primrose. What's your name again? I'm all out of sorts. Oh,
I am Larry.
hi.
Sorry, I was distracted and should have paid better attention. So Tobias, I think something stole his body, and I think I might know what it is, but I also am. It's weird, and I don't know for sure, but we should find him.
Well, hearing that, Prim immediately gets worried.
Yeah,
Like-
yep, there's like a whole colour change thing with engineer for that. Like, whoa, no, that sounds really awful.
Like, oh. Protective dog instincts have activated for Prim.
Oh man, you are not ready.
Puffer.
Right, so to the conservatory as fast as possible then.
Yeah, yeah, definitely.
All right, so
Well,
The two barbarians can go very fast. Primrose, do you need like a piggyback ride?
Primrose has Zoink's shoes, so she can go fast too. Ish. A little bit.
Are they Zoink TM shoes?
Yes, they are.
That's kind.
so let me ask you really quick, do you look at anything along the way, or are you just going?
Prim's just going.
I mean, I think the engineer just has to, just because of the place that it is. Like, there's no way you could end up back in this train and not observe things.
All right, roll
Prim
me.
is big concerned and is just going.
All right, Larry, are you just going? Do you not care?
No, Larry is looking around because, for better or for worse, this place was the start of a lot of things. It is pretty, well imprinted in his brain.
Mm-hmm.
All right, both Larry and NG, please roll me a perception check or an investigation. You get to pick.
Definitely perception. A 9 is not that good. I mean, he is worried. He's very distracted.
Oh, a 10, much better.
Do y'all just want to roll
I can't
again?
believe it.
Just
Yes,
just
please.
for shits and giggles.
13, okay.
Oh, am I rolling again as well?
Yes, both of you get the chance
Okay.
because, like, come on, there are multiple rooms.
14 and 15 is not bad. Right.
So you go through the special guest car. You go through the party car. You get to the staff room, and only NG and Larry see. The only way I can describe it is after images of something you've never seen. Because in this car, there was quite the fight. There were zombies that were trying to attack the 3 kids, and the penguins and the owls rallied against them. And again, it's too distinct for something that you've never seen before. But when you sort of like try to stop yourself so that you don't run into them, they phase through you. You don't really catch sentences of what's going on, but the point that you see is you continue on because evidently you can't do anything to stop this. What you see is the penguins and the owls sort of like failing to work together, and then just before you leave the door, you see some sort of teamwork start forming. It's very rudimentary, but you sort of realize that the Penguin Owl Alliance on the staff level started earlier than it honestly did with DJ Moves and with the engineer, because it started here in the midst of all this chaos. But as you move forward, I'm so sorry, Prim, but you did miss it.
Yeah.
As you move forward
She
to
won't know the relevance.
towards
Yeah.
the dreaded bathing car, and skirt the sides, you come to the door, and guys, you guys are stuck in time in the taffy train, not at the beginning. Door's busted.
Oh.
Good.
Oh.
With that,
Great.
I think we're going to take a quick break. I'm going to go ahead and pause the recording because I have a question, but we don't have to talk about it on recording, so everybody say
boy.
cheese!
Intermission time. Hooray.
And we're live again. Everybody, welcome back to... Well, it's not everyone's favorite thing.
Feelings.com.
Feelings.com with an additional bonus of gosh darn it, we're being waylaid once again. Because it appears that events have sort of gone into motion while everybody was stuck trying to grapple with what the heck just happened. And the taffy train story has moved on without them. In spite of literally just seeing zombies attacking penguins, which should have happened at the very end, now, since there's nobody in the bathing car, it seems like you're right in the middle, and the door that leads directly on is blocked. So really quick, before I move on, Prim,
Oh boy.
you remember why you know Larry. So,
Oh god.
so the guy has a cult, and every time you tried to approach him about it, you're sort of like wimped out. And now's probably not the exact right time to
That's why-
deal with it, but that's when the realization hits you.
Prim, like, you literally see her pause, and, like, the thought bubbles form above her head, and then she literally just shoves it aside because, hey, we don't have time to unpack all this. We gotta focus where the peck is to be is.
No, we don't have time to unpack all that.
Oh, man.
With that, I will just mention that that's now in your brain. But the thing is, there is another way to get further on, and Engineer, with how well you know the layout, you instantly know that this is actually a superior way. It's the winding, lacing, tubes that lead you across the train. So, one's right by where the door is.
Yeah.
How do you move on?
The ones that Prim doesn't know about, because she's
Yeah.
never been on the train before.
I mean, he's still going to spell it out for them both because he wants to have the okay from both of them. He's not going to move anywhere without making sure that everyone knows. So he's like, okay, there's a blockage, as there was at the time. I should have anticipated that. Okay. There's two ways to go forwards. We can either go around the outside of the train or over the top if we really feel like it, or we can take this transportation tube as invented by Ludwig von Drake. Drake von. Don Drake. I can never get his name right. You know, it's almost like it's supposed to be the other way around. I don't know why it's so difficult. Good job, man.
Original OC Donut Steel.
It's that German accent or Alpine accent or whatever the peck it is. I don't know if it's actually his real voice. I mean, it's pretty bad. Needs a new voice actor, that's for sure. Anyway, we can either go via the tube or on the outside. What do you two want to do? Quickly.
Which way's faster?
The tube, definitely.
Alright, tube. And Prim's already going.
There's a platform, but there is
Oh god.
but there is some way that you gotta navigate it. So before we get to if Prim succeeds on the first try, Larry, which way do you want to go?
Tube is faster.
That it is. All right,
The most deadpan reply.
Prim, make me a wisdom roll because
Oh.
you do have to like figure out which way is up and which way is down.
Alright, I'm just gonna do a straight wisdom, which isn't good. 9.
I was literally gonna give it to you with a 10.
Well, I'm at the -2 in these sort of things.
It's beautiful. We love it.
So I will say, with a 9, you almost get it. You like press one of the buttons, and you feel like cold air just suddenly whooshing down. NG, roll a history check.
Oh,
Again,
boy,
another
because
low
I'm
one.
so famously good at history checks. An 8. That's accurate.
What is going on with dice bars?
No, that's accurate. That's accurate. I mean, he's not a history guy, really, even though he's lived through most of it.
I mean,
Because he's old.
Yeah.
Larry, do you want to roll a history check, or do you want to just let this go by?
I mean, I can try, but yeah, D20.
I swear to God, Dice Parse. I swear to God!
God. Okay,
Yeah.
no, this ain't happening.
That's about what I expected.
Hey,
14
Uni.
ain't having it.
Hey, Uni. Larry gets a point of inspiration because fuck Dice Parser.
Yeah.
Because just fuck Dice
All
Parser.
my armies hate Dice Parser.
It's because it's what you deserve. God, Dice Parser, what an asshole.
He's being a real punk ass punk. And that's the worst kind of ass punk.
It is.
So neither of you notice anything. I will just mention for flavor, most of the time when I'm asking you for history checks, it's not from ancient history. Just for a fun little fact, since I couldn't give you anything in specific. But Prim, you sort of like look at it, and NG, you see that she actually pressed the button that draws something to you, rather than the button that sends you up. So that's why there's cold air blasting. And it's like, Prim, it's starting to get the point where it's like getting it down your shirt, and it's like, it's really cold.
Why is it not sucking me up like it's supposed to? Like she's fiddling with the buttons and trying to figure it out. She's shivering.
Like, it blows less cold for a couple seconds, but then it blows even colder, but then it's like, it stops.
Like, her ears do the dog thing, like when it's moving hard. Exactly.
Oh, I love this.
Ay, ay, ay.
It's, which button is it? Is it this one? And she just
There's only two. If I recall, if it's not that one, then it has to be the other.
Right. She pushes the other button.
No, wait, there was something else I was meant to... Oh, she's gone. Okay.
So really quick,
thought.
while the other two get on the platform and have no trouble starting up once they hear the whole thing, Prim, you have none of the bad history about all this. This thing is so much fun! This thing's incredible! You're like, whoa! And you're like zooming through, and you like land with like a sploot, and you're like, that was the world's best roller coaster ever? Why does every train not have this?
It's good tech, it just got blown to smithereens. It's gonna set the rail tech back decades. It sucks.
Oh man.
So let me ask you, Prim, do you move from your sploot?
Oh no. I think she's probably a little dizzy because she wasn't expecting it to be so roller coastery. So she's just like dizzily trying to sit up and be like, "Whoa, okay."
So
she doesn't move from the spot.
Thus,
she's not wise enough to notice, oh wait, maybe the other two coming through here is gonna be bad.
and therefore, squash, squash. You now have a pile. Let me ask, did Larry go second or third?
I think Engineer would have insisted Larry went next, so yeah, Larry was second.
And he gets squashed by the engineer. I will mention, none of you get hurt. This is all Toonishy stuff. The thing is meant to give you a relatively gentle landing, but now you have a pile of NG Larry Prim. You're welcome, fan artist.
And it's not like Larry squishes Prim too bad because, hey, you're surprised how light he is.
Oh yeah, it's wonder why that is.
It's a mystery.
Prim sure doesn't know.
So do you guys want to get out from your
like
pile?
stars above her head, like an just the stars above her head, like, oh okay.
Yeah, sorry, that was the thing I meant to tell you before we set off. Sorry, my bad, that one's on me.
It's good. Oh, she just kind of like
specifically,
shakes
it's
her
on you because I'm on you. You're not on me anyway. Never mind. Let's move on.
So you are all now in the dining car. Go ahead and make a perception check for me, all three of you.
Oh, boy. Okay, great.
Yeah, those have been great.
A dirty
Oh,
20.
nice!
Hey, there we are. There's
my
my friend,
God.
Dice Passer.
A dirty 20 followed by a nat 1?
Wow.
Negative one! 'cause
Wow,
it's Prim.
wow.
Oh my. Okay. Shit.
Yeah, Prim seeing stars. She's all dizzy from the impact.
And you just see the underside of Larry. That's all you get.
So, Prim. Hey, Prim. My beloved Prim.
Oh no.
You don't see the taffy train. You're like
Oh.
squirming and like trying to get up and like being helped up because both the people around you are gentlemen. And they're looking at places that don't exist, and you realize you're looking inside Willow?
Ooh.
Probably?
Okay.
Mm.
And you cannot see the taffy train any longer.
Okay, Prim is big nervous and is just like doing the pose where both of her hands are at her side and she's like,
Meanwhile, Engie, you see all, by which I mean, you see a delightful scene where, Snailian and Shorts Kid and Larry are all having a dinner, and, both Snailian and Shorts Kid are pouting at Larry as a steak is being brought out by a penguin. And you see Cuisine Kit behind in the counter, and you realize you really should talk to her. It's been like a while since you two have had a nice chat. And you see the entire scene in front of you as it unfolds. Larry, you just see the dining car. You don't see any people around you.
Spooky.
Oh boy.
Spooky scary.
Spooky scary.
So let me
Okay.
ask you, what do you do?
Actually, real quick. Prim, seeing that there's no taffy train anymore, she does have a magic item from Worlds Games that lets her see into the ethereal plane.
Oh, yeah, here it comes.
Yeah. So, I'm gonna try and attempt to use that to see if she can check out, see if it helps with seeing the taffy train again, because it seems to be kind of important that she needs to see these things.
All right. Roll me a wisdom saving throw.
Oh, good.
Oh, no.
Okay. No. No. No.
Oh.
Oh, boy.
Dice parser, why? What did we do?
Oh,
I
boy.
offended the dice gods.
Prim has put on the fancy yellow goggles, and what does she see?
Prim, please take 5 points of psychic damage.
Oh no.
Oh, okay.
Because you don't just see the taffy train, you're seeing through every wall that there should be. You're seeing too much.
Oh.
The taffy train is a ghost, which means walls and such don't work the way they normally do, but when you're looking at them normally, you're just going through along the patterns that it has regulated. On the ethereal plane, it's all laid out, and you're seeing through things like tessellations. You're seeing, like,
Gosh.
through every wall. You're seeing Willow's walls. But you're still seeing past Willow's walls. And it hurts, because it's all bright. When you look through it, through the ethereal plane, it's much more white. It's much more stark. The colors have bled out even further. You see this patch of blue, weirdly behind you, and then you have to take the goggles off because it's literally hurting your brain. Not metaphorically, but literally, as in 5 points of psychic damage.
Oh, jeez.
But when you blink around, you're back in the taffy train?
Ooh.
Huh.
Prim is reeling. I mean, with a roll that low, she probably just took a couple steps back as she, like, takes off the goggles and she's just like, oh, okay. Not putting those on again. Ow, my head. Oh.
Lass, you alright? Sorry, I was distracted by, well, everybody. Are you okay? What happened there?
Okay, long story short, magic goggles lets me see magic shit. Ow! That was a poor decision. Oh.
So a bit like looking at the sun. I think I understand. Larry, how are you doing? Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Are you fine? Or are you... Oh, let's not press the issue too much. Are we all good to keep moving?
Yeah. Oh. Like, Prim is shoving her goggles into her hammer space. She's not touching those for the rest of this adventure.
Smart. All right, so you move through the lab without incident, and you make
Can I just say, like, just for a slight piece of comedy, even though, like, he had an emotional roller coaster seeing this happy family eating on the train before, you know, the disaster struck, he has made a note that Larry likes steak.
Yes, good.
Heck yeah.
Heck yeah.
So you make it through the laboratory without incident. If anybody wants to make a perception check to see if they see more, go ahead, but otherwise I'm just gonna skirt through because limited time.
Oh, sure, now I get an okay roll.
Nice.
That's alright.
Might as well. Yeah, 10.
So Prim,
I still hurt.
Prim, the fact that you see anything is still pretty impressive because you don't have any memories of this place. You keep on seeing things that you've never seen before. Both Larry and NG, because I'm feeling generous, you both see, well, you see, the color identifier, the soul identifier. Sure don't remember the name. What is it?
Can't help you. I don't know what you're describing.
The thing that Ludwig used.
The DNA test.
Yes,
Yeah,
yes.
Testing.
Yeah.
The Toonkind DNA thing. You don't see it in its whole form. You see cracks along it. There are parts that are shooting sparks, and you see Ludwig healing Daisy with her worried wife right next to her. You see confirmation that they get up and are able to move back through the train, but you also see a really, really hurt owl. Well, let me actually ask instead of assuming, do either of you try to do something to interact with them?
I think the engineer might actually, like, as an involuntary thing, because he's known these people for a long time, and yeah, while he basically, shoved Maisie and Daisy off around the engine section when it was exploding, like, he didn't have much time, and then he was, like, in it, trying to fix it, so the extent of this damage was, like, that was never something he actually saw. He only, like, heard about it afterwards. Oh, wow, okay. I'm gonna make a whiz save, actually. I'm gonna see if he, like, can't help himself. Nat 20. Are you kidding? Okay, yeah, he puts a hand out, and then it just drops, because he knows he's too late. He couldn't do anything about it then. He couldn't do anything about it now. This is a payment. This is, like, a backlash for what he missed. Like, he's seeing this and being just as helpless now as he would have been then.
Larry, do you try or do you let it go by?
I mean, it's all ghost stuff. There's not a whole lot of point in interacting with it, right?
Mm.
Well, you won't know if you don't talk to your friends or try.
I mean, he'll poke one of them.
Your hand does indeed go through them. It appears that...
there we go.
I had to make you try, okay? But it appears...
Science?
It appears that you now have solid proof that you can't physically interact with these people. You can't change the past by interacting with a ghost. Mm-hmm. And you move forwards. Let me go ahead and ask. Owl, how much longer are you feeling you've got steam for? And I mean right now, not as in a hypothetical.
You mean Maud, not Owl.
Did I say Owl?
Yeah.
Yeah, you did.
No, I'm good for like an hour. Like I have enough energy for like 50 minutes. It's all good. There's other stuff that happens this evening, so I'm fine.
Okay,
we got loads of time.
I want to make sure that I don't like start too many sequences and lose track.
Having said that, you just stop where it feels good to stop. But like, yeah, I'm fine. So don't worry about me.
Okay. In that case, you move on to the next car, and everyone sees what Larry saw. White walls, dark ceiling, dark floor. The plants look dead, almost, with how grayed out blue they are. But, Larry, you're looking around, and you don't even need a perception check to see. You don't see Toby possessed. It doesn't look like he's in the room.
Yeah, great. Great. He moved.
That is something I was worried about.
I'm gonna kick that poor bastard's ass.
Well, there was the part of the train that we walked past that had the door blocked. Do you think maybe he might have ended up in there?
I mean, like, yeah, this is like a coin toss situation here. I mean, let's return to character voice, Sarah. I mean, if we go forwards, there's only really the engine 2 check, and then we can go back and see if we did skip past him.
Look, the thing with this is he's mobile, we're mobile. For all we know, it's just going to keep being this game of going around in circles around each other. So let's just keep checking.
Okay.
All right. So are you doing the carriages first, or do you want to go forward to the engine and then come back?
Let's just do the engine, just to check it off the list.
Okay, if it's in a state that I suspect it is, it may not be advisable to actually go into the engine, but we'll see if it's even possible.
It's a ghost, who cares?
And like, hold on, I have to roll hammer space quick, because Prim just remembered that she hasn't put on the steampunk goggles. She's kind of had them off for a little bit.
Prim, how could you?
Oh, yeah, because
she was wearing the fancy ones. She was wearing the fancy goggles, so... Alright, so she pulls out the goggles that the engineer gave her and just puts them on just in case. There we go.
I think he gives her a rewarding pat on the arm because, he was so distracted he actually hadn't remembered to remind her, which is awful. Ow!
Everyone looks at Larry, who's fully masked, as always.
Yeah, Larry's all good.
I actually haven't come up with a pun on Darth Vader. Darth Vader. What? I couldn't even say the actual name. I'm avoiding copyright that hard. Anyway, if anybody comes up with a good pun name for his name in the upcoming Star Wars film, I would be grateful because any bird puns are always welcome, but even like a play on Larry would be great. Okay, let's move forwards.
All right. So I think you move forward and you go into the fuel caddy, and you sort of like look around again. You don't need a perception roll this time, and it's weird because it's like the fuel caddy that's in Willow, but not. It's like I just don't know how to describe it. I think it's sort of like the taffy train is sort of clipping again. And it's like every once in a while you'll see a darker gray than the taffy train's gray is out of the corner of your eye, but every time you look, it looks the same. But if you stay focused in one direction, you'll see that, like, there's definite clipping here. But there's still the door in front of you.
Oh, this is so disorienting. Ugh.
And mechanically, this is difficult because if we were on the taffy train, we could go underneath it. But if we're on Willow, we can't go through it because there is no way through the coal caddy on Willow. Hang on, I'm just gonna try. I mean, I'm gonna try and walk through it, but am I gonna walk into the coal caddy?
So where is the door relative to the coal caddy?
Okay, on the taffy train, there's the big ball, right? It's like a gumball machine.
Yes.
And,
Big gumball.
yeah, and the coal caddy is sort of designed in a really weird way so that the underneath of it, when you turned the key, it split so that there was like an avenue underneath the globe. With Willow's, there is no way to do that. You just go over it. That's how hers works. It's just a solid piece of, it's a box, and you climb over it.
So roll me a D2.
Okay.
Me too. Wonderful. Love those.
Fun.
You-
Oh boy.
The walls seem to, like, solidify, and you walk through just fine. All of you, by the by. This is not like only the engineer gets through. This was a determining point, and it seems like the taffy train has solidified its grasp. All of you make through, and you approach the door. Is there anything you do before you open it?
Well, I'm not sure what we're going to find when we're going here, but the last time I went into this particular engine, it was exploding, so I am not sure if it's advisable. I mean, I'm fairly fireproof. I don't want to put you two at more risk than I have already.
It's a little late for that, boss. Let's just go.
I checked. I wasn't fireproof.
Ooh, from what Larry said, you don't even need an insight check. That's done. He feels really bad about how badly this has gone already, especially for Larry. Like, ow. Yeah, ouch. Okay. I mean, he looks remorseful, and he's like, well, at least maybe stand either side of the door in case there's a blast of fire coming out.
Okay. And Prim just awkwardly just kind of steps to the side.
Thank you. I appreciate that, Lassie. Larry, if you would.
And he'd honestly, he's just like so trying to not think about the larger implications that he just wants to go through that door, but in order to accommodate Angie's nerves, he does step aside for the moment.
Yeah. I mean, people have taken psychic damage already. We don't know what kind of damage is going to come out of here, but engineer's opening the door.
There is no flame blast. There are no strings of taffy in places they should be. There's no explosion. And with the roll that you made earlier of Taffy solidifying herself, there's voices in front of you that you all can hear. You hear the engineer, although, different, talking about how bad things have gotten in Einquell. You hear the engineer saying that something needs to be done, and that the taffy train was made to do that. The taffy train was made to help people. And you watch as Larry and Charlie and Shorts Kid and Snailian sort of like nod along and watch in this perfectly undisturbed fuel engine room that Larry and NG will have remembered, and it's undamaged. And you hear a more, you hear a...
Okay, that's the Taffy Strange's whistle. That's not Willow's whistle.
It sure isn't.
Oh boy.
What do you do?
Okay, after getting through that emotional barricade, he's just gonna look around. Is Vic Toby in here?
Why don't you roll perception?
Oh my goodness.
Oh, I always love doing that.
Oh man. Prim's like, I don't know how to describe how Prim's going about this, because she feels like she just witnessed something she wasn't supposed to. Like, this looked like it was a tender moment, and oh boy.
Getting a lot of those, huh? Oh my god, really?
Dice Parser needs to stop!
Seriously? I want a one!
Oh my god.
Thankfully,
Yeah,
it's not a
well,
nat
that
one,
checks.
but like...
That checks out, because Prim is like, alright.
Yeah, you don't know what you're looking for, that's fair. I mean, Uni, you have inspiration. Do you have, like, 2 now? I can't remember who's got how many.
No, I have the 1 now, but I'm just like, do I need to use it now? I
You
don't know.
don't!
I
No,
also
you
have
don't
an
need to
inspiration
use it
point,
right
but-
now!
Yeah, I
But I'm
figured
saving
not.
mine.
I'm just, I'm so frustrated with Dice Parser right now.
I'm sorry, Uni.
Dice Parser, please!
I'll draw you something nice to make up for it.
Not if I draw you something nice first!
Yeah!
Or maybe we just both draw Uni something nice! What about that?
What if we all
Okay.
draw something nice?
2 bagels!
We
No.
all
Okay.
draw something nice for you.
At this point, I feel like we should be having a scene with Tobias and Vic just like, hey, so, you're a ghost, this is weird.
I promise, even if it needs to happen in an FPS form after the fact, it will happen, but
Please, let's do an FPS.
things
would
are
be
happening,
wonderful.
okay? That's all
Okay,
I can
okay.
say. The reason that I made you guys roll perception checks was just to see if you noticed anything more. But I will say the walls are again this stark white. The people in front of you are these gray hues. Purple is the only color that's really coming out, and it's still dulled gray. When Larry saw Vic Tobias, it was a bright color. It cut through everything else, and there is no bright color in here. You can say relatively certainly that Vic Tobias isn't here. There's only really one direction they could be.
Okay.
Of course.
Yeah.
He's in the library.
So, also, NG and Primrose still don't know that it's victim possessing Tobias because
No, Larry has very explicitly not mentioned that specific detail.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Boy.
It's the trauma!
this is gonna be fun.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a fun
think-
little detail.
Yeah, I think Engineer is, like, feeling kind of queasy at seeing himself spouting off all
What?
this worthy guff, and, yeah,
What do
closes
you
the
mean
door.
the library, Larry?
That's where events really got moving around here, and all the events are really playing out around us, so it makes sense that, I don't know, I was hoping that he'd be not, but
No, that makes sense. That makes sense. I really wish that it didn't, but it makes sense. Okay, let's get back to it then.
And you move backwards. You don't have to roll anything. You don't have to do anything. Let me know if there's anything you want to do before you get tubed.
That sounds really bad. Get to it.
Get
Tubed!
Totally too.
Larry is actually, before
Totally
getting there, he is
tubular.
going to lay a hand on Engineer's shoulder and go, I'll say, I should let you know, when I saw Toby, he was blue.
Yeah, he turns that color when he's surprised. I mean, like, wouldn't you be on this train?
No, I mean, like, there was a hat, and, he talked like kind of like a tool.
Oh, yeah, those words definitely ring a bell.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just...
The color that Tobias says.
Hey,
That
Lewis.
looks like fake.
And so Larry's just like, yeah, I just thought you should be aware.
I mean, he isn't ready to really process that. He's like, I'm sure there's an explanation. Maybe he just found a hat. Maybe he's just learning new acts. Oh my god. Okay,
Yeah, you found a hat on the
quickest
train and totally got it on.
Louis,
Yeah.
shush, we're
He's
getting
allowed
to
a little
you!
bit of denial. He's allowed a little bit of train dad denial right now. There's a lot
It's a
happening.
treat.
It's a treat. Okay, quickest.
We're just throwing away the suitcase at this point. There's no time.
Okay, quickest route is I think we take the tube from the conservatory and then we land in the ballroom, so then we'll just be one door away, I think. Okay, to the ball pit. Meet me in the ball pit.
You go through the tube. Prim, once again, you have a blast! This is just the most fun ever! Like, you're definitely gonna talk to the engineer about, like, why this isn't on every single train, and realize it's because everybody who makes trains was massively traumatized by the damage that happened with the taffy train. But don't worry about it, you don't know that now. But it's just fun. It's just super, super fun. Let me go ahead.
And this time she has the sense to move out of the way.
Very good. But let me go ahead and ask, Larry, NG, how do you feel as you go through the tubes? Because you could be feeling, nothing in particular, you could be feeling bad, or you could be remembering, well, how Vic got from one place to another.
Yeah, that is very much on Larry's mind.
Yeah. Chalk outline corpse. Whee!
Don't worry about it. Just have fun.
This is a fun game for fun friends. And we're all enjoying ourselves.
Just to, like, disperse the doom and gloom with some comedy, like when NG hits the ball pit, there is just, like, sort of this cannonball that goes into the pit, and, like, all of the balls go...
And you guys are now in the ballroom. Is there anything you want to do here? Or that door sure looks like it isn't broken.
Larry's not even pausing. He's just going for the door. He's like, I can't stop and think about this.
No, this is too much. Same. Just making sure that all three of them are together, because you never know. You can lose people in ball pits. You know what they're like.
It's true. They're like quicksand.
Yep. Bazinga. Okay, let's go.
All right. You open the door. And you enter the library.
Don't like this. Also, there were things about the library. The library did things that I never got around to telling you about.
Oh,
Maybe
boy.
I won't do that today.
Oh boy.
Thanks, Maud.
No problem.
We love to hear it.
Thank you, man.
Whatever those things are, I sure hope you're okay with them being retconned, because I can only go off the information I have.
That's it, like, nothing else happened, so it wouldn't do those things. However, I can tell you afterwards if you really want to know.
Well, I'm always curious, but right now we're in the library! There's not time for all that stuff. Because, once again, the walls are white, the floor is dark, but this time, there's a deeply saturated blue. And it turns around and says, Hey, I know that guy! Hello! How are you guys? How's this going?
What's going? What?
Okay, I just made my concept
thank
so he
God.
doesn't faint.
Damn it!
Oh, thank God. So that would have been
He
funny.
kind of wishes he had, though.
Well, you can always fails it on purpose.
No, I'm gonna keep that. He needs to hang together just for the other two. Oh my god.
And I will mention Tobias doesn't look quite like himself. That's probably fairly evident, but it's in a more literal way than you might expect. Because Tobias's form has almost changed.
Oh, man.
I sadly didn't have enough time to get through everything, but
Oh, wow.
Tobias is normally got whites, there are blacks
Oh.
in there,
I
and
do have a picture that's kind of like that, but I have to find it again.
Yeah.
and
Oh, boy.
and this one is entirely blue and without lines. And also Toby is how tall is Toby?
Oh.
He's 4 feet 5.
So no, I was wrong. He's actually about the same height, but he was definitely wearing a jacket and a shirt and pants. And from what you can see of this
I
outline,
have the pic.
he's now in a pencil skirt and a cute set of heels.
Oh.
And
Well, I have something that's kind of like it, but not quite like it. But
I
here's
promise
the
I'll finalize this. I just wanted to make sure I had enough in the time that I had.
Oh, I
I'm
can draw it
distressed. I'm
myself
distressed.
later. I can draw it myself later.
And Toby starts walking towards you and say, "Hey, Angie, I totally missed you. I think I got lost in the filming somewhere. Cause like, well, Taffy doesn't look quite right, does she? It's." And he like sort of rubs his head and he's like, it's sort of confusing. I keep on thinking like I'm somebody else. And how many times have I done this? And that's silly. We haven't even started recording yet, right?
Larry pulls out his banjo and just like holds it in between Angie and this individual and goes, "I'm going to ask politely this time."
Oh, hey, I remember you.
Yeah, I bet you do. Get out of him.
Get out of who?
I think there's going to be a peacemaking paw put on the banjo, just to lower the banjo. And I can't believe I'm saying this sentence with such sincerity. Please lower the banjo. But he's not going to move forward until Larry has like conceded.
Larry doesn't concede.
It's like, okay, Larry, I think we need to give him an explanation if we're going to get anywhere.
Angie, did you vet these guys before you got them on the train? I mean, not that I'm gonna judge. I'm real excited for this role you're giving me, but
Toby, if you're in there, please.
Well, when Larry says that, isn't that interesting? Victoby does something kind of weird.
Uh-oh.
Yeah. And he shifts back to his normal, well, kind of normal color scheme. Because he's shifting. He's still kind of Vic's blue, but he also has his shade of purple that, well, all of you know means that he's quite literally horrified of what is happening. And, well, sir, Larry, is it you? Where am I? I lost consciousness, and I have consciousness, and I don't know what's happening, and everything was white, and everything was blue, and there was someone who was blue too, And he continues like that.
Oh boy. Okay. Well, him. Chris just immediately just like, okay, hold on. We're gonna figure this out. Okay, shush.
What's up?
We're gonna find this. I don't know. Well, we're gonna figure it out.
Oh,
I
God.
think everyone needs to calm down. And he's using the big grandpa
Oh, am I
voice
supposed
now,
to calm down? There's someone in my belly!
Okay, you have a valid reason to be freaking out. You two, please. I know this is difficult. Believe me, I know it is difficult. And he looks like he is really like, there are two people he loves in front of him. And they are in the same body, and this is really bad. And he has to explain to both of them somehow. So he's going to do what he did with Larry at the beginning and do it as quickly as possible. He says, Toby, you are being possessed by Victor Tim. Vic, I love you. I'm so sorry what happened, but you've died.
Oh, God.
Hey, Lewis, roll a straight d20 for me.
That's me.
Oh boy.
Oh, boy.
Oh no!
Oh, God.
So,
Well, Toby isn't here anymore.
Oh,
Oh, great.
no, he's not. Vic is sort of blinked back, and once again, the form has shifted. It's gone back to that pure blue. The white is only in his irises. It's not irises, is it? The part of the eye that's white. Don't
Sclera.
Yes, the sclera. Don't at me, please.
That one.
I know my eye anatomy. This is high tension.
It's fine.
And he says, well, "Hey, what are you? We're getting ready for the movie. Come on, Angie. Come on.
Oh, my God.
Vic, please listen. I can't do this. Is so hard for me.
Whoa, hey, it's okay. We'll figure this out, Angie. Come on, you know me. Look, it's all right, Mr. Banjo Boy. Just put that thing away. Listen. Do you need some healing? What's going on?
Okay, for the love of Crunkle, please just... I know I missed your voice so much and I'd love to hear you talk for days, but I really need to just have you listen to me for a moment. Will you do that?
Well, yeah.
We filmed the film. It went horribly wrong. You were murdered. You're dead.
You know, I thought with all that lead up you were gonna say a little bit more, but okay.
I'm letting you process it because I'm telling you the truth. You're dead, and I don't know how, but you're possessing one of my actors.
I'm what? Oh, no. The first part I can sort of get, cause like, what, you know, life is weird, but like, surely and he sort of like presses in on himself, and then he like stops for a moment, because if you'll remember, there are parts of Tobias' design that leaked in. For instance, Vic isn't at a side view right now, and that's very different. And he sort of like reaches back and goes, "Why the hell do I have a neck?"
Have you noticed that you're a wee bit taller as well?
Well, I am wearing heels.
They're not that tall, Vic.
And he sort of like looks at his feet and goes, "You can't tell if they're platform heels or." Well, okay. I appreciate the pause because that was a lot.
Were you wearing heels last time I saw you?
I mean, yeah, but I could have. And he sort of pauses. Hey, Lewis. One more again.
That's me. Oh, God.
Oh boy.
Oh my.
You see him visually glitch, but it's not in the same way he did earlier. It's more like the superimposed image on Toby sort of shivers, rather than Toby sort of like comes out of the image. And that's the best way I can describe it, so please don't ask for further description.
I get it. That's good.
And he says, You mean the time we were in the saw you in the and it happens again, and everybody roll me wisdom, but you
Oh boy.
Angie, you get advantage.
I don't know why, considering the situation. Oh my god,
dirty
that's
20.
Wow.
I'm good.
Oh, what two?
No. I'm gonna give the advantage if I'm allowed to Larry because he's had such a bad time. Please let him.
Please.
Yeah, go ahead.
That's valid.
Okay. Oh, much better.
Wow.
Great.
I'm
You
gonna punt Dice Parser at this point.
I'm gonna use that. I'm going to use that inspiration now because goddamn.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not using mine. Prim's just having the 4.
Join me in the dirty 20.
So, both of you at this point, and once again, I'm gonna be very liberal with the inspiration points, so it's highly possible you'll get another one. So don't worry. Both of you are looking and you see this visual distortion, and you you don't even know where you get the inkling, but you sort of realize Victim is remembering the past when he met Larry, but he's also remembering when he just met Larry, and the two are sort of at odds because one has so much of a different context than the other. And also, right now, he apparently thinks that it's before filming has even started, so he's also remembering before he met Larry at all. It's as if the memories are sort of clashing against each other, and it's literally affecting his ghostly mind. And I will mention, since we got inspiration point 20 and another 20, as you sort of look at him, you see that only Vic is the one that's twitching. And you distantly remember, not once during every possession where people landed up in UPA confused, has anybody been hurt. Not once.
Oh.
I'm gonna cry straight up.
Oh boy.
However, Vic sort of like shakes his head and is like, so yeah, just earlier, I saw you. Yeah, you tried to punch me. That was pretty rude. Like, I'm more of a shake your hand kind of guy. I'd say hello, and like that's not the right way to treat somebody. And he sort of like gets back into the form, but he gets back into Toby's form. So once again, I'm sorry, Toby, you've sort of been suppressed.
It's fine.
Oh.
Only way you
It's not
can
fine for
get
Tobias,
out.
but it's fine for me.
Only way you can get rid of a possession, or at least the only way I can do it, is to knock them out. So that
whoa!
is
Hey, there's no reason to hurt the kid that I'm apparently possessing just to get me out. Okay, listen, I didn't even realize there was the whole ghost thing, and apparently I'm missing a lot. So like, I may not exactly know how to depossess him, but I'll try. Okay, there's no reason to hurt the kid.
Even
not
begin
willing
to explain what the heck Prim is.
Yeah,
And
like,
Larry-
we haven't
Sorry,
had much
Prim.
time. Like, do you want to just like quickly catch us up on what Prim is feeling right now?
Yes,
The
please
whole
do.
time
Actually,
Prim has not stopped hugging Tobias because, being concerned. This is her boyfriend, and what is happening? There's ghosts, and there's possessions, and the ghost seems nice, but what?
Larry has lowered his banjo, but he still very much has it in his hands, and he's just like, I'd much rather to knock out a coworker than have him lose his body. So unless you start explaining what it is you're doing here,
wait,
going
lose
to
his
have
body?
to do-
Whoa, hang on. What do you mean lose his body? Like isn't ghostly possession like a temporary thing? isn't that Angie? Angie, help me out here. Angie, come on.
I mean, he's got a point, Larry. Like, all the people that have turned up coming off of this train or whatever machine it's possessed, they haven't been hurt. Maybe this keeps happening and he can't remember about it.
Well, then how do we stop it from happening?
Well, maybe we can start by calming down and not hurting the kid that I'm apparently possessing. And he sort of like pats Prim. Sort of like pats Prim.
I have a suggestion if anybody's willing to give me the time.
Hey, yeah!
Oh, Jesus.
Why don't we listen to Angie?
Okay, thank you, Vic. How about you swap over? We're more or less the same height. You'd probably be better suited.
Well... And you sort of see him, like, fiddling with his hands. He's like, I mean, I should try, but, like, I clearly am, but, like, are you sure I possess this kid? Because I don't remember
The engineer crosses his arms and looks, like, mildly offended. 40 years you've known me. 4 decades! And now you don't want to jump into me and possess me? Yeah, hurts, I mean, really.
No, listen, I do it!
Push-ups in a morning.
Look, you know I do it for anybody. Look, listen, I'm sure the kid inside is freaking out. I mean, like, I sure didn't mean to do it. And like, as he's sort of, like, bumbling, he's sort of, like, tried to pick up Prim and carry him over, but here's the thing that you guys, Toby has stats, and I don't know what they are. Well, I do, but I'm not going to look at them right now because they're not important, because Vic is a level 1 cleric. He's an accountant, man.
Aww.
He cannot pick up Prim. So he's sort of just like inching along the way that somebody who's like wrapped around your leg makes you like sort of hup along to try and get closer to Engie.
Twist Prim picks up him.
Oh, I like this quite a bit.
Oh my god.
Just like,
She's done that before, it's fine.
You know, see, I like this one. Not saying I don't like you, Mr. Banjo Boy, but you did try to hurt me like twice, so like, I think it's a little fair. All right, Angie, come here. Let's try it. Come here. And he sort of like makes grabby hands.
Not rolling out a third time, buddy.
Look, put it this way, Larry. If you're gonna punch anybody, please punch me. Tobias is a bard.
Well, no. Hang on. If we're gonna be punching people, I refuse. I'll just try to unpossess him right now. You let everybody shut up. Look. And he turns a brighter blue. No, nothing else happens, but he sure does.
oh my god.
He's like, did I do it? Tell me you did it. Come on. I'm trying really hard.
Prim's gonna do with what her limited knowledge, she's gonna try to help, and by help I mean she just kind of shakes him up and down like a spell seeker.
Try turning him upside down, that might work.
Yeah, maybe that would work.
Stop manhandling Toby.
Hey, Toby. D20.
Oh god.
Oh
my gosh.
6.
You know what? For this, I'm switching the rules. You got the 14, I got the 6. Welcome to being upside down and shaken by your girlfriend.
God, please.
Oh, hello, Toby. I think we've got some sort of connection back with Tobias, at least.
Okay. Writes him back up. Like, are you okay? What is?
Where is going?
Toby, real quick, is it cool if I knock you out so that you can have your body back?
What? We are not knocking out Tobias.
Are you sure that's not going to kill me?
There's a big difference between dropping to 0 hit points and dying, so I'll just quick knock you on the head. We'll get the ghost out of you. You'll be fine. We good?
Wait a
Really?
Without hurting my boyfriend?
Look, we have just established that the ghost doesn't know how to get out on its own. I have told you the way to get the ghost out is to knock him out. What is so complicated about this?
You're talking about this like you have
that's my
experience with it. Are you sure Are you sure
Oh
that
my
will
god.
work?
That's my body. I make the decisions. Well, half of them, because there's still someone else in my body right now. Anyway, Larry, I trust you. Please punch the shit out of me. Well, the ghost out of me.
Hey, roll!
Oh my god.
All right.
Thank you.
You see the image shift in that way that you've seen before, but Toby remains.
Oh boy. I'm so sorry.
Don't be.
Wait, before we do any of this, Prim, do you have any healing magic? Because I do not.
I have healing potions.
I mean, it'll do.
Talked
Can
about
you...
glorps earlier.
Okay, Larry, please don't hurt him too bad.
Oh god. Oh god.
This is such a fiasco, and I love it very much.
I love
Internet
it.
is covering his face with his paws. He doesn't want to see this.
Oh man.
So is that an attack?
Tobias up and looking away because like.
Oh my god.
Tobias gets murdered.
Wow.
Just like always sunny music plays.
We're not suing anymore so that we don't get copyrighted, but you know.
Wouldn't this be a wonderful way to pause the game if we need to, though?
To
So
be continued.
Like JoJo. Like JoJo style.
Yeah.
so I was literally gonna wait until this scene ended before and not start a new scene, but you know what? You know pecking what?
Oh my god, someone has to draw this.
No. Continued.
See you guys next week!
Yeah.